JJ Okocha is finally here, and as a Nigerian, I can't lie, seeing this name in eFootball is special. But we're not here just to celebrate the nostalgia. We need to look at the card properly and ask the important question. Did Konami actually capture what made Okocha so good in real life? Because if you watched Okocha, you already know his biggest weapon wasn't just scoring goals. He was entertainment. He was creativity. He was that player who could receive the ball, face a defender, and make you genuinely wonder what he was about to do next. FIFA describes Okocha as a player blessed with incredible footwork, dribbling, and creativity, while the IFFHS highlights his technique, confidence, flair, close control, and trademark stepovers. And honestly, looking at this card, Konami understood that part. Let's start with the ball control. 103, that is ridiculous. Then you have 101 dribbling and 99 tight possession. And this is probably the most accurate part of the card. Okocha was famous for keeping the ball extremely close to his feet, using feints, stepovers, and changes of direction to get away from defenders. He even explained that a lot of his dribbling came from playing freely on the streets in Nigeria. So when I see 103 ball control, 101 dribbling, and 99 tight possession, I'm thinking, yeah, Konami definitely did their homework. And then you add 96 balance. That is another stat I absolutely love. Okocha wasn't some huge physical midfielder. He was about agility, technique, and making defenders look silly, so 96 balance fits the player perfectly. He's also got 87 speed and 89 acceleration, which I think is reasonable. Okocha had a good turn of pace, but he wasn't somebody I would describe as an Mbappe-type speedster. His movement was more about changing direction quickly and creating separation with skill. And this is where momentum dribbling comes in. That skill makes perfect sense for Okocha. If there is one player where I want to see momentum dribbling actually feel special, it's him. Then there's magnetic feet. Again, this feels very appropriate. Okocha's entire game was built around having incredible control over the ball, so having a skill that emphasizes that close control makes sense. And then we have phenomenal pass. This is another area where I think Konami got it right. Okocha wasn't simply a skill merchant who did tricks for the crowd. He was a playmaker. He could create chances and had the passing range to find teammates. His career record also shows he wasn't just a highlight reel player, with 80 league goals across his club career and 101 total goals across the listed competitions. And this card reflects that with 93 low pass and 92 lofted pass. Those are genuinely good numbers for an AMF, but now we get to the weaknesses. 81 offensive awareness, 83 finishing, 69 physical contact, 62 jump, and honestly, I don't have a huge problem with these. Okocha wasn't known for being a dominant physical midfielder, and he wasn't a prolific goal scorer either. His real-life reputation was much more about creativity, dribbling, and producing moments of magic than constantly putting up huge goal numbers. So I actually think 83 finishing is fair. Could it be higher? Maybe. But I wouldn't look at this card and say Konami completely misunderstood him. The 93 low pass is probably more important for this card anyway. Now, the big question, is he actually worth spinning for? And this is where I have to be honest with you guys. I can't personally go into the pack and test him because I'm not trying to pretend I have unlimited coins. So instead, we're going to do the next best thing. We're going to watch Mednasa use him. And this is actually going to be important because stats can only tell us so much. I want to see how quickly he turns. I want to see how the dribbling feels. I want to see whether momentum dribbling actually makes him feel different. I want to see whether magnetic feet gives him that ridiculous close control Okocha was known for. And most importantly, I want to see whether he can actually create chances consistently. Because that's the difference between a card that looks amazing on paper and a card you genuinely want in your squad. So, did Konami do JJ Okocha justice? Based purely on the stats, I actually think they did a pretty good job. 103 ball control, 101 dribbling, 99 tight possession, 96 balance, 93 low pass, and 92 lofted pass is basically a Konami description of what made Okocha special. The only thing I would have liked is a little more offensive awareness, or perhaps slightly better finishing. But I don't think those weaknesses ruin the card. Now let's see what happens when Mednasa actually gets his hands on him. Because if this card feels as good in game as these numbers look, we might have a serious Nigerian magician on our hands. And if he doesn't, well, at least we finally got JJ Okocha in eFootball.
Bro, look at this. Look at Zanetti. He gets me in no time. What the heck? JJ. JJ Okocha! I told you he's gonna do.
That was a crazy goal, not gonna lie.
Nice, JJ. Goodbye. Goodbye.
His speed and dribbling looks amazing.
Okocha. 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 Ref, that's a pen. Tell me, yeah, that's a pen, brother. JJ Okocha. Left bottom. We're gonna smash it into the left bottom, guys. Einfach links unten reinknallen. Okay. That did not work, guys.
Unlucky penalty, but his offensive awareness and speed looks very good.
Player. And JJ Okocha, different. He is definitely the strongest player of all. You already know that, but his player ID showed that too. Sometimes you see the stats and you think, wow, but when you play him, he's not like that.
That's very true, and Konami does that a lot.
This guy, his stats are not super OP, but he plays well. He is lacking in acceleration, he is lacking in top speed. When you run with him, you notice that. He's not super slow, of course not. I don't want to be too harsh, but he's not a rocket. This is noticeable. The ball on his feet, amazing ball control, amazing ball treatment, slow dribblings, fast dribblings, both are working out very well. Just don't compare him with Neymar. They are two different dribblers. His dribbling reminds of Ronaldinho, Hazard, like in that direction. Hazard a little more OP, but it's different than Neymar. Neymar is too light, you know, he's flying above the pitch. This is not like that, but he's very nimble. I like that. Great showtime skills. I've used all three of them, but he's not meta. He has to be faster. His finishing has to be better. He's not super meta for me. I cannot give him 8.5 or something. Therefore, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10.
Well, there you have it. Okocha is very solid and nimble, and his final rating is 8/10.